Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 1, Formative, aka Review B. So remember to show every step, write your answers on the line, and we're going to solve the following equations, show all of our work, and once again, oh, I missed that one, place your final answers on the lines provided. So let's go ahead and get started with number 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the line down the middle. Remember, I want to get the x by itself. And to get the x by itself, I have to follow the rules of SADMAP. So I have a -6 right there. To get rid of the 6, I'm going to add 6 to both sides. -8 plus 6 is, it's not 2. Good, it's -2. Okay, so x equals -2. So D is my answer. B is what I would write on the line. Don't write -2, write B. All right, number 2. So once again, I'm going to draw the line down. I'm going to see where my variable is. And I have to follow SADMAP, okay? This is multiplication. So, Mr. Gray said to divide. Yeah, but fractions are special case. So instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay? Now, just looking at my answers right away, I have a positive and I'm multiplying a negative. A positive times a negative is a negative. So I know right away that I can get rid of C and D. Okay? So you can use your calculator to multiply these, or you can be like, well, 12 times 4 is 48, 48 divided by 3. However you want to do it. I'll just do it right here. So 12 times, so we can remember how to put a fraction into your calculator with parentheses. And there we go. So we get -16, which is A. Okay, so we're getting a little bit longer. Remember SADMAP, the first thing we do is cancel addition or subtraction. Okay, so we have x over 10 equaling 27 plus 3 is 30. And to get the 10, the x by itself, right now it's being divided. So the opposite of division is multiplication. 30 times 10 is 300. All right, number 4. Now, if it's kind of hard to see what to do first, you might want to rewrite this. So it's -8w plus 11 minus 13, or equals -13. And so the first thing we would do is subtract 11. And we get -8w equals -24. And to get the w by itself, I would divide by -8. A negative divided by negative is a positive, so I can cross out A and B out right away. And 24 divided by 8 is 3. So we get C. Okay, each step gets a little bit long. Oh, decimals, I'm gonna quit. Right? Isn't that what we do? No. Okay. Combine your like terms, please. All right. We have 2.9, and it's 2.9 minus 4.7. No freaking out. We get -1.8. Okay, so -1.8 m equals -12.6. I'm going to cross out A right away. And why did I do that? Because when I'm getting the m by itself, I'm dividing a -1.8, and a negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay? So then -12.6 divided by, right, 12.6 divided by -1.8 and we get 7. Okay, remember, we've got our calculators. Use them. All right, so this is the first time we've seen this, that we've got a variable on both sides. Okay, so which one's smaller? Yeah, the 3. It's a positive 3, so I'm going to subtract 3 to both sides. Remember, we cancel or we move the variable to one side before we start moving the numbers. Okay? Now I can follow SADMAP where I add 3 to both sides. We get 2n equals 12. Make sure you're doing the opposite right there, because if you subtract it, that answer's there, guys. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Once again, don't be scared, okay? We need to distribute. We get 2/3 C plus, remember we can multiply the top. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, we don't have any like terms. Our variable's already on one side, so I can start following SADMAP. Subtract 2 to both sides. I have 2/3 C equals 2 minus 2, which is 0. And I like that answer because when I multiply by the reciprocal of 3 over 2, 3 over 2 times 0 is, I hope you didn't say 3 over 2. It's 0. All right. Number 8. So on the left-hand side, you can combine your like terms. -2 plus 6, we get 4m plus 10. Okay? But on the right side, I have to distribute. So 4 times m is 4m, 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, well now I have to combine my like terms on that side. So we have 4m plus 10 equals 4m plus 12 minus 2 is 10. Okay, and remember, get your variables to one side, and when that happens, they both cancel, and we're left with 10 equals 10, which is a true statement, which means infinite solutions. All right, let's go ahead and turn it over. Okay, so we have proportions here. We have two ratios that are set equal to each other. Remember that we have to put parentheses around one of them if it's a binomial. Okay, and then we multiply. 6 times m is 6m, and we're going to set that equal to the 2 times m plus 4. Okay, so inside those parentheses, we can't do anything, so I'm going to distribute the 2 to get 2m plus 8. And now I'm just going to solve. I'm going to subtract 2m to both sides. 6 minus 2 is 4m equals 8. And to get the m by itself, we divide by 4. And 8 divided by 4, we get 2. All right, number 10. The ratio of moon weight to earth weight is 1 to 6. Okay, so right away I know we're talking about moon and earth. Remember, the first thing you should do is always set that up is 1 to 6. Okay? If someone weighs 210 pounds on the earth, how much would they weigh on the moon? Okay? So now that we've set it up, we can see that we need to cross multiply. So we get 210 equals 6x. Divide by 6. 210 divided by 6, we get 35. So that answer is A. Okay, so we're going to zoom out just a little bit. And now we have to translate. So translate the following sentence into an algebraic equation and solve it. All right, so we have 2 times a number increased by 7 is 13 less than the product, oh my gosh, of 4 and a number. So couple key things is right there, that is where our equal sign goes. 2 times a number, so 2 times a number increased by 7. Remember, increased means add. Less than means subtract, but I have to do something with these guys, and I have to switch the order. Okay? So the 4 times a number comes here, minus 13. So we get 2x plus 7 equals 4x minus 13. And now that we have that, we need to solve it. So I'm going to move the smaller variable. We get 7 equals 2x minus 13. Add the 13 to both sides. 17 plus 13 is 20. And when we divide both sides by 2, we get that x equals 10. Okay? Now, if you wanted to check it, you could do 2 times 10 plus 7 and find out if that equals 4 times 10 minus 13. Because this would be 20 plus 7, which would be 27. 40 minus 13, and 40 minus 13 is 27. So we did it right. Woohoo! You don't have to bug Ms. Carranza or myself. You can figure it out right there. All right. Let's read about Roland. Roland wants to buy a new pair of shoes. He already has $48 saved. He works at Portillo's making $9.50 per hour. Okay, so remember per, that's one of our keywords. And plans to save the money until he earns, till he can pay for the shoes. Okay, so T represents the total amount of money and H is the hours. Well, how would we write that? Well, the total, that's going to equal how many hours he works at Portillo's plus, yeah, plus the money he already has. So T equals 9.50H plus 48. B, how many hours? So how many hours, that's what we don't know, for the $200 shoes. So remember, hours is H and the shoes is T, because that's the total. So we would say that 200 equals 9.50H plus 48. So why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can solve that all on your own. Good luck. Okay, so you subtract the 48, divide by 9.5, and you get 16. And just remember that we need to write our final answer not naked, okay? You got to label it. All right, last one. Tina downloaded 24 more songs than Dan. If the sum of their download songs is 50, how many songs did each person download? Okay, So we have Tina and Dan. And we know that they both downloaded songs, but Tina did 24 more than, okay? So if Dan is X, Tina is 24 more than Dan, okay? And together, their sum is 50. So you would take Dan plus Tina, and that equals 50. All right, so we would combine our like terms. X plus X is 2X. And hopefully, guys, these should be pretty quick for you now. We know that we have to subtract 24 to both sides. 50 minus 24 is 26. And to get the x by itself, we divide both sides by 2 to get x equals 13. So x, when we go back, is Dan. To find out what Tina is, we have to do x plus 13, which is 13 plus 24, and we get 37. And your quick check, you should be able to add those two numbers up to get 50. Okay? All right, guys, well, that's it for Algebra Unit 1, Review B, the formative. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off. Thanks for watching.